cortisol testing in the blood work is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And you're probably like, but how do we know if we have adrenal fatigue? And I'm going to be like, well, depending on what time of day you got up and when you went to the lab and whether or not you were fasted, your cortisol could mean absolutely nothing on that blood work. So here's the scenario, right? Like, I get up at 4:15. The labs around me don't open until 8. So by 8 o'clock, my cortisol should be on a downswing because I'm past being awake for 2 hours. And it really should have spiked about 30 minutes after I woke up. So unless you wake up, get your ass out the door and to the lab and are the first person that they call back at exactly 8 a.m. and it's exactly 30 minutes after you woke up, that cortisol lab means nothing to me. Because let's be honest, even myself, I can't get out the door in under 15 minutes, really, unless I'm just getting up to go for a swim at 4:30 in the morning. And even then, I'm pretty sure it's still closer to 30. Like, no joke. If I want to meet the group that I was going to swim with, I get up at 4:15. We're not in the pool until 5:30. 5:30. So what do I do in that amount of time? Like, I have to leave the house at 5 to get there. But I usually eat something. And because I eat something, I then also brush my teeth a second time, which also means that I'm making food. I mean, I don't do hair or makeup or anything to go jump in the pool, but it takes me longer than 30 minutes to eat something. So if you want to know if your cortisol is possibly out of balance or if your adrenal glands are functioning the way that they're supposed to, the things that you should test instead of cortisol in the blood work, because we know that's a stupid test now, right? We know that we shouldn't be running that test on people because we know that no one is at the lab within 30 minutes of waking up. We should be running an ACTH stimulation test, a DHEA sulfate test, and a dexamethasone suppression test, which is where we take a measure of the adrenal gland function after administering dexamethasone. Now, there are other companies that offer a salivary cortisol that's a 24-hour cortisol test, and that is probably the only cortisol test you should ever be doing. And what it does is you literally hold a piece of paper in your mouth at specific intervals throughout the day, including if you wake up in the middle of the night. And then they process that data and they look at the samples and they graph what happened with your cortisol throughout the day. And that would be the only important thing, because I can tell you I've seen plenty of people who have enough cortisol throughout the day, but they're producing it at the wrong time, and then they're taking dumb supplements to help it. If you're looking to support your adrenal glands, one of the most important things that you can do is start eating on regular intervals and stop fasting in the morning. You cannot out-supplement that. Stop fasting in the morning, period. If you want to learn more about how I can help you reset your health, there's a link.